Obsidia. Got a dub with it in the playoffs just recently, so that could be. But looking at Liquid's lineup, just the first thing I'm telling you now, they don't have time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Look at this, the Granger too.
Speeding it up.
This has Liquid Stampede written all over it.
Which is the classic. This is a very classic duo that they run. The mid on Farsa and the Granger on, you know,
in the relentless flow of time
lineup. There's the Arlet.
I am the constant that breaks
but
the
what goes
tide.
into Benny's hands?
Okay, Benny. What's it gonna be?
They can still afford a fighter.
Do we want? They don't need anything. They don't need another triple core lineup, right? Let's not go triple core again, right?
They should pick something low to the ground.
Fighter. Cho.
It's a fighter. All right, let's go for the Cho again. Okay,
right.
So still the same two targets, man. Still the Farsa, and then a Softie. Well, technically not the same two targets, but two good targets.
That's right. Higher priority on Lunox, obviously, and to get started on the farm so they can fight early on. Because the Ascension will fight, but it's around, again, later on in the game.
9-10 minutes.
Which we talked about earlier.
At best. And this Cho has a good time in the lane. All Benny Cutie needs to do is dodge these straight lines from Granger.
That's as easy as it can be. Like, you just literally just should go backwards a little bit, and you're golden.
Wow. Look at how sideways this draft is, like how weird the layering and the decision-making is. Gatot made its way all the way to Red 5. He's one of the hottest roam picks right now, and that's how far he went.
Yeah, it's usually part of the first two picks, right, for Red. So we're here in a point where Gatot might not be the priority, and the roamer is the least priority, especially for TLPH in this draft alone.
Yep.
So let's see if that's going to change up anything. Can they go more aggressive? This feels like a lineup that should go aggressive, but can they?
It's a matter of, again, execution. And Liquid, I love how they put a Purify on Granger and Farsa. Just on paper, I'm liking what the Cavalry's bringing. I'm smelling match point.
That's right, and this feels like they want to go for the long game. So let's see if that's going to happen here. We're going to game number 4, Casters. Let's go into the Land of Dawn right together with our beautiful TriCast.
All right, here we go. Another game. Game number 4 upon us. I'm still a little serenaded, by the way, by Wolf and Nobita there. Also, BB on stage. Love to see it. Favorite mascot right now, but hey, let's jump into the game here. Land of Dawn, it's B92, Brigida, and Renmar for game 4. Now, looking at this, man, I have to agree with the panel. It was a little weird to see the ordering of the pickups here. But I will say this, Lancey getting his Lunox that was banned out previously, he's got it, man. Another part of this is when you look at what TLPH has, this is very standard, very basic, if you would call it, in our current meta that has developed over time. It's a very standard TLPH lineup that has worked so many times for them. And so this is what the thing that I worry about for TNC is being able to go ahead and get that crowd control off, utilizing the Grok, which is great for Chakmu. But even to a sense, the final slash, which was so devastating from them from the previous game that TLPH has.
Yeah. Lancey's really going to need the Timeless Chaos Assault and the Darkening really well, because that's going to be one of the main team fighting conditions for Liquid. Once they've seen that the Lunox has already committed the Darkness Ult, then when that's gone, that's when Team Liquid Philippines is going to full commit and start using all of their abilities to get the win. Which is why TNC Pro Team, even if they think about it in a counter punch perspective, let's say Team Liquid Philippines initiates first, TNC needs to counter. They cannot use all their abilities. Lancey needs to conserve the hell out of his ultimate so that Team Liquid Philippines will then be forced to use their ultimates, and when that happens, then they go for the counter.
Oh, an interruption. Oh! A Bracer's Wrath!
Missed.
Not in this direction he wanted, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know if he aimed that properly or misguided. Rare mistake there from the young goat. Or, sorry, the goat.
The goat.
Not that young anymore.
Yeah, I was saying he's not that young anymore, but whoa, final slash.
Now it's Fremar with a surprise and the flicker final slash, but Carl TZ might just walk away from this, but not until Lancey finishes off the kill. But Liquid gets so much in return. Zaida still fighting for the objective, but he will go down. He should go down, right? Against 3 members of Liquid, but that took time.
I'll say Zaida did what he could there. Almost maybe potentially got a kill off of it, but he gets the turtle.
Yeah, not the cleanest take there by TNC Pro Team. That's what I was talking about for skill conservation, because the other layer is make sure that they have their sights on Sanji, know where the Farsa is. The fact that he was left unchecked in that upper mid shrub meant that Liquid wins that easily. So if 3Mar's gonna initiate and Jackdo's gonna initiate, then make sure you have eyes on where the Farsa is.
Yeah, I wonder how that changes TNC's playstyle though, because for majority of Lancey's Lunox games, he's just really that aggressive kind of Lunox who goes in when he finds a target, maybe in a way so he could also deal some damage and poke just like that, and maybe this one's worth it.
Yeah, that definitely is worth it. 2 ultimates used, but then they stop a little bit of the rotation of Team Liquid Philippines because the Farsa is very important to that. So that was a great call by TNC.
Using that Rampart, but also getting the Purify out of it. So, yeah, that's a pretty good win for them. A small win in the mid lane, but at least it kind of helps build up. Also, you got to see Lancey's sitting on 2 kills. So again, you know, this Lunox, it showed time and time again in the hands of Lancey that it can turn games around, and if he gets a lead and builds up into his scaling a little bit quicker, that's going to be great for TNC. You can see he's barely ahead of Sanji, but still, nonetheless, having that little bit of advantage and lead for the team as a whole will help TNC into the next objective here. That second turtle should be a lot cleaner, I would say, because of just this setup going into it. Now, I'm not sure if the XP laners are going to want to rotate down to this, or they just leave it, depending on how they decide to play this out, because you still have the gold laners on this close side. Plus, oh, you can see this, they're prepping for the potential rotate.
Yeah, the thing about Dangerous Grass is Benny Cutie can hold a perfect spot right now that Liquid needs to constantly check. So this is a great map actually for a gold lane show, and great positioning by Benny Cutie. See Carl Tizu had to check, he has to help Oheb get that crab coin, and now Benny Cutie can just continue threatening there while Jackdo and Lancey handle mid. 3Mar final slash!
Oh, Mountain Shocker, Sanford's down, no help from the EXP laner of Liquid expected, AOG out, but Carl gets the turtle.
Okay, he gets the turtle. Is that worth it though? I mean, they technically traded Sanford even though he got final slash, but they got the objective.
Well, if they can build it into a Turtle 3 win, but at this point you don't want to give any more turtles to Team Liquid Philippines. They're playing around a Fredrin, they're playing around a Farsa.
I'm actually surprised too. You're still, you know, when you think about it. Hold on. Charge up from JP. This is going to be used. Final slash.
Error.
Final slash, Lancey using the Dark Ultimate. Sanji though, oh, this feathered airstrike gets cancelled. The Bracer's Wrath also doesn't land. And now they're trying to fight against 3Mar all alone. Sanford doesn't pick up the kill, but 3Mar might just go down. Oheb will pick it up.
Oh, a whole lot was thrown there, Redmar.
Yeah, what hurts there is that Oheb actually got a Sky Piercer stack on him, so that begins the momentum now for Team Liquid. What looked like initially a little bit of a mistimed dash and taunt there by JP was eventually turned into a win for Team Liquid Philippines because TNC were not able to convert more.
It's interesting because, again, a lot of this is just to kind of play around these windows that TNC's lineup gives them. But you see when these fights break out, tech charge, like that, if TNC takes those windows and they don't actually land what they need to, they lose a lot of that setup potential. They lose a lot of what makes this lineup work. And TLPH knows that they can play around that. Again, that's why we're seeing Carl TZ play pretty aggressive. JP as well, up on that front side even.
Yeah, Liquid seems to be a lot more proactive. It's like they don't necessarily need to wait for certain timing so they could go in. Carl TZ just up front shows himself and checks the brushes for everyone. TNC, their lineup, as mentioned by Redmar, suits this map so much, but they're not getting the timings that they want. They're not finding those surprise angles that'll give them the advantage in the team fights.
Again, we mentioned this earlier in game number 2, if I'm not mistaken, earlier in the series, where TNC just really love to overcommit too much on the first person that they see. Yeah, they see JP now, but then that's just a zone out. There's going to be no committal there. But the previous engagements, that has been the story.
Flicker final slash. 3Mar catches a few, but they don't get to convert it into much, and now he goes down. Tech charge from Takdu doesn't land on anyone as well. Brilliant's already committed, but the AOG allows for Oheb to actually secure the kill.
Mistake after mistake after mistake will build up and be punished by the Stampede from Team Liquid Philippines, and that's exactly what they've been doing to TNC in this game 4. And it's looking a little grim already at this point, under the 8-minute mark. Sanford jumping in.
Okay, Zyda's not alone here,
Perfect.
but they have enough damage. Benny, Cutie, and Chaknu, they could only watch.
Yeah, clean and simple finish, clean and simple punish, and they're still going. Chaknu might go down here, but good thing he's able to flicker out. 3mar needs to slow things down. Oh, final slashing the minion away so that they won't be able to take the turret.
Okay, but they still don't commit on JP. Carl finding 3mar, but they just have to stay safe. Zyda's nowhere to be found, and Lancey might not want to fight for now.
Someone needs to start raining 3mar in.
They
or
have to.
if someone is telling 3mar to start using that final slash, stop. You're really gonna have to fix your timing up because Team Liquid Philippines just keeps punishing. Chaknu, another missed tech charge as well. So now it has Baluto 4,000 gold lead. The Skypiercer on the Granger has 2 stacks, has a significant lead over the Cho, something you don't want to see. Even Benny Cutie with a rapid boost now, so he's more active in the map because TNC have now restructured the rotation so that they funnel a bit more onto Zyda and Lancey, which again begs the question, why do they keep initiating? They need time, they need farm.
Problem. They keep initiating and they don't even really have the damage yet to deal with TLPH. Now at some point they might be able to get a play where it's like, yeah, one of those final flashes or tech charges are going to land, but they haven't been. So now you have to go ahead and think, okay, we can't keep throwing ourselves and hoping that the course is going to change. We need time to build up here. Benny Cutie as well, this Cho, unfortunately, has not been able to do anything in this game. Like, he's been pretty much non-existent. And so at some point, aside from just providing vision, Neymar jumps in again?
Oh, he finds one, but will that convert into a kill? Sanji and Ohib just walk away. Now Lancey's forced to use the flicker, but Carl's chasing after him. Energy eruption used. There's the wall just to keep them safe, but the AOG once more, and Sanford jumping in. There's nowhere to go. If you're TNC, Carl, TZ, and everyone else, they're just so good at positioning and blocking TNC.
Again, all Benny can do is watch, man. Unfortunately for him, he has to watch his teammates die.
It's final slash, not first slash. Dude, just stop it. I keep saying the same thing over and over again, but that wasn't the right time. You still don't have any other members of Team Liquid Philippines, Mark. Team Liquid Philippines are doing everything right. They're just punishing at this point. They're letting TNC, all right, do something.
Yep.
All right, cool. Watch us punish you and just take everything else afterwards.
Yeah, by the way, TNC, we want them to take some time, but I don't know if Liquid are even allowing them to get that. Because even from afar, just look at the amount of range and damage that Sanji and Ohib can throw at you.
Yeah, Lancey now had to compensate and he had to rush the Divine Glaive as a second item here.
Yeah.
You still don't see a third item, still on the way there for Zyda. Yes, he has pretty close gold in terms of Carl TZ. Actually at one point had the EXP lead, but everyone else on the map has suffered because TNC refused to slow things down. It's like they kept beating their head against the wall and hoping for a different outcome. When even the wall was telling them, yo, stop, you're hurting yourself.
You know what the definition of insanity is?
That's
right?
it.
I mean, that's what's happening here. And maybe part of the decision that... Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
Again, under this.
What we've been seeing from TNC has been a far cry of what they've been doing in the whole playoffs.
I like it.
Ohib hurts so much.
This is the problem, though. I think they've been in a position where it's like they're counting on 3mar to start things up so that that tech charge can come in later. Maybe that's the idea here from TNC, but they might potentially even get pressured into the base. Yeah. They don't really have much of a fighting chance currently. They need so much time.
Yeah, but again, they keep doing that when they still don't have the full info onto where the other members of Team Liquid Philippines are, that it's easy for Liquid to just go counter punish.
Yeah.
So now they're going to have to play from behind up against a lineup that is range-based and has an 8,000 gold lead. This lineup, perfect for defense, but it's also great for offense.
Oh, JP going in. Sanford 2 might go next, but he gets to receive the Way of the Dragon. 3mar though has to figure out, but now the Appraiser's Wrath lands onto him. He's still actually gonna go in. 4-man tech charge. Benny Cutie looking for a target, but he doesn't find any. Carl TZ no longer has the immortality. Zyda will be picking up the kill. Lancey going in as well, but everybody's still trying to fight back. Lancey actually finding a double. Oh, M2 goes down. Another shutdown for Lancey, picking up a triple, but JP denies him of another.
JP and Sanji left alive. They'll conceal to disengage. They're happy with that.
Oh, Sanji!
Oh, so close. All right, Zyda's gonna live.
Yeah, well, see what I was saying? They did it after Team Liquid Philippines initiated, and they went for a counter, which was good. Now you have a tech charge because you have full info. That's what TNC needed to do for majority of this game. Now they finally got it, and I think that was a bit of a heat check now towards Team Liquid. Carl TZ won't have Immortality back for a while, but I think Liquid now are going to slow down the pace so that they have Immortality back on their hands. Sanji is up to a Divine Glaive, and even more so now, even though TNC were able to crawl a bit back of the gold lead, get just a little bit more presence in the map, just a little bit. The fact that there's a Divine Glaive on this Farsa now means TNC needs perfect execution to swing it back towards their favor.
Yeah, but this is looking so good for Lancy though. Majority of the kills went over to him.
Yep.
So now he's pretty much equal with Sanji in terms of gold, also the number of core items that he already has secured, but
Jump in, JP. Oh, Lancy's in trouble. They used the Feathered Hamstring already, but they're gonna have to fight for the Lord here.
yeah, Sanji's really low. I mean, Lancy's really low. Now Sanford gets his eyes on him. Carl TZ securing the turtle. Benny Kitty might still go in. He goes in with Chaknu, tries to find Oheb, but Chaknu gets bursted down. Appraiser's Rat lands onto them as well. 3 members of TNC are down, and now they're going for the chase.
Carl TZ was fired up. He was yelling towards TNC.
Ooh, Unbreakable doesn't land. Sanji wins by wings. Can they actually go for the sandwich play? Oh, the Traceless keeps him safe from the stuns, but JP, he's still going after him. Can Zaina live? Mountain Shocker, but the Sky Piercer stacks are too much.
You can't escape Oheb on the Granger. There's too much range from Team Liquid Philippines. And now with this, they're going to get ready to march towards the base and potentially ending the game here with this kind of lead, this composition. Can TNC defend and stay in the game? The Lord charges in the mid.
Endable, it's endable.
Oh, hold on. Lord's still there. They're going to have to clear this out.
Oh, there's a
Waves
ball.
are still going to be working on here. Jack doing the brunt of it all.
Okay, now there goes the final slash. 3 more catches, 2. Tech charge has the follow-up. They might actually find an opening, but Sanji, he's walking away as much as he can. They can't, or they are not paying attention to Oheb. Benny lands the kick, but the Revitalize